Can I learn HTML in 2020? Yeah, this is the year for that. So join me on my journey from a corporate mouse, cute right, to a software developer, where I will do things like this. Maybe. A recipe web page, part 1. Hi there, it's Katcoolka and welcome on my channel. So what are we going to do in this homework number 1? We will create a recipe page and we will follow following requirements. A header with the name of a recipe, photo of a cooked meal, short description of the meal. In description use tags for text formatting, highlighting words that are more important, a list of ingredients, list of required steps. And we will also have optional requirements, a photo of each step, add a link to a bigger photo, and explain new words through description list. How will I do that? I will use following languages. I will start with HTML and later on I will add CSS to make it more visually pleasing. The web editors I will be using is Code Sandbox and CodePen, and learning sources are listed here and will be also in the description box below. My notes are always a good source of inspiration for me as well. This is the recipe in Slovak. I found it on the internet, so I see the structure and have the text for the page in HTML. And this is the same version of the recipe, but in English language. I've translated the whole text. You can find here the main header that will be used in the HTML, also text, ingredients. This will be represented in the unordered list. Steps of the recipe, this is an order list, and in the bottom we can see description list, and resources will represent another unordered list for this HTML project. It will create a basic structure which will be used in following steps. So let's start with the creation of the recipe web page. I selected Code Sandbox as the main web editor for this video. The main reason for this is that you can see the result of your code in the middle or in the browser section. I will call it future web page in this video, so don't be confused. A short disclaimer before we start: I'm not a software developer, I'm just trying to learn how to use HTML and create a new, small, simple web page. I will not necessarily explain all the pair tags. I think there is a lot of free materials on the internet, and the tutors will give you a lot of good advice and explanation about the meaning and how to structure it, so I will leave that for them. With that being said, let's start with the creation of the initial structure. This initial structure can be used as a template for your future HTML projects. Fun fact, I have added this initial template also in my intro slides, so if you scroll back to the beginning of this video, you will find it there. In the template itself, I've defined the doc type as HTML. HTML has two main parts. First one is head, the second one is body. In head, there is always this one information called meta char set, UTF-8. This will allow to showcase difficult or different symbols from the world. And the next important tag is title. This is the name of the page. A side note, I have not cut the video footage of this video, so you will see all the tags and the whole process. I will just do the voiceover over this part. Once I complete the modification of the title in the head section, I will move to the modification of the body. Please note that the head is not visible in the future web page in the middle section of this screen. Let's continue with the modification of the body section of this web page. I will select a pair tag called H1, which is for headings in the web page. We have 6 types of headings, 1 to 6, and each one will have a different style that will be shown in the future web page. So, heading 1 will complete the first task, and this one is for creation of the header of this recipe. The next tag I am using is P for paragraph. The original recipe in English contains 3 small paragraphs of text for the description of the meal. I have to transfer this text into the web page, so I will be creating 3 pair tags for P for the paragraphs. It will be presented in the middle section as well. If you look at the text of the recipe in English, in the first few paragraphs you will also see few words that are highlighted. I will do a video for that in order to fulfill the requirement that was shared in the beginning of this video, where I should use tags for text formatting, highlighting words that are more important. So stay tuned for this video in the future. The next important part of the recipe is called ingredients. As you can see, this one is also highlighted as a heading, so I'll transfer it into the web page with the pair tag called H2, which is used for a heading. I will not use H1 because this was already used for the main name. For ingredients, I will utilize H2, which has different style formatting, as you can see in the middle section. With the heading defined, I will move to the ingredients themselves. We have 15 ingredients and they are displayed in unordered manner. So for this part of the homework, I will use unordered list or UL. Within this part tag I will define new part tag called list item li. We have 15 ingredients, so I will have to create 15 li part tags. So let's do that. And I will insert the text from the recipe into this web page, so you can see in the future web page the list how it looks like. What I learned during my course is to structure the HTML code in a way that is easily readable by other developers or users that understand the HTML. What it means is to push the child tags forward and create a tree structure which allows easier reading of the code. You will see this structuring during this video, so stay tuned and look forward to it. The next part of the recipe is called steps. For this one I will again use H2 with the same style as we have in the ingredients, because I would like to display it in the same way. The steps themselves are organized in the ordered list. For this one we will use the new tag called OL, and it is very similar to the unordered list. It contains the LI pair tags, so I will create 8 of them as we have 8 steps in the recipe. So I will copy paste them and you will see how they look like in the future web page in the middle section of the screen. All steps are now copy-pasted in the future web page. So let's move to the next part of the recipe, which is called new ingredients. It is again highlighted with the green, so for this one I will use H2 pair tag in order to create the same style of the heading. New ingredients of this recipe will be defined differently. If you remember from the beginning of this video, we have few optional requirements. One of them is to explain new words through description list. So, as you see, this new pair tag is called DL, which is, yes, exactly description list. This is the main tag that will be used for this special list, and under this list we will have new tags DT, which define the term. We have 3 new terms that has to be introduced. The first one is azuki, next one is mung beans, and the last one is cardamom. So I will create 3 DT pair tags for them. In the future web page, we currently see the terms defined by the tag DT. For the text itself, with the description of each term, we will use new tag DD that describes each term. So I will add DD tag under each DT tag, and I will copy paste the tags for each definition. Last but not least are the resources of our recipe. So for this one I will again use the unordered list. As you can see, the style is very similar to the previous one, so I will again use the H2 heading for the name or for the resources text in the web page, and for each resource I will use list item tag or li that was already used in previous lists in the ingredients, and if you remember also in the steps. So let's have a look of the finalized code and how it looks like in the future web page. We'll start from the beginning, and we can also check which requirements were fulfilled. So the header with the name of a recipe is there, azuki tal, okay. Next one is a short description of the meal represented by 3 paragraphs. We also have list of ingredients and a list of required steps, and explanation of new words through description list in the bottom of this page. Hi there, so thank you for staying here so long. I know it is quite a long video, but I was trying to create the whole initial structure. If you are interested how it will improve in the future or how this page will look like, please consider subscribing, liking this video, or adding a comment under this video in the section below. Thank you for watching, see you next time.